TARTA Muddy Buddy shuttle buses will again be making return trips from Washington Street only. This will ensure passengers a faster trip back to their park and ride locations. The Mud Hens would like to remind all muddy shuttles.
Flirted with a no-no through 7 2/3 as the Yankees took game 2. This afternoon, a pair of right-handers take the hill. James Shields faces A.J. Burnett on Sun Sports. This afternoon, we welcome you to Tropicana Field. This is the concluding game of the first homestand of the year. Fans are filing in. Opening week presented by Mitsubishi Motors as the Tampa Bay Rays play host to the New York Yankees. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball before the Rays embark upon their longest road trip of the year. They will finish the first homestand of the season here. With Kevin Kennedy, I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Well, the Rays and the Yankees have experienced both ends of the spectrum. The Rays in the opening game of this series behind David Price, a resounding victory. CC Sabathia was just about as good as you can be yesterday for New York.
Yeah, David Price was electric. I mean, the other night, he really was. Coming out of the chute, throwing anywhere from 94 to 97. But more than that, excellent command down in the zone with the fastball, both sides of the plate. Then the offense got going. Carlos Pena hit his first home run, created a 5-run inning in the 4th. And in the 6th inning, Willie Arbar's 2-run home run. That was a 4-run 6th inning, 9 runs scored overall for the Rays, and they blew out the Yankees 9-3. It was a different story, of course, yesterday. Led by CC Sabathia. He had impeccable command as well. He had a no-hitter going for most of the ball game until the 8th inning. Great defense behind him by Mark Teixeira on the right side, and of course A-Rod on the left side. Even Sabathia helped himself with a couple of nice plays. And then his former teammate Kelly Shafik in the 8th inning with 2 outs, a line drive single left, and that would break up the no-hitter, Dwayne.
Well, a lot to be said about that potential no-hitter. We'll talk about that throughout the game here this afternoon. The pitching matchup today, however, James Shields against A.J. Burnett. Shields, coming out of his first outing, said he'd love to have better command of the fastball this time.
Yeah, and the good news is he always pitches well at the Trop. The tough news is he's had a tough time historically against the Yankees. See the numbers 1-7 overall, the 6 earned run average. 308 opponents batting average against. When he's got his changeup going and he's got the good sink going and command of his fastball, everything will work off of that. He'll have a good success today. A.J. Burnett historically has done a nice job against the Rays, 11-4 lifetime. But last year, especially in 5 starts, he was 4-0, and he was virtually unhittable. He can be tough, as we know, when he throws 97 miles an hour. But sometimes he does have command issues, and that's what the Rays have to look for today. Work the count, grind out at bats, and hopefully get into that bullpen.
It doesn't make any difference who's matching up in the American League East. It's a challenge every day, and the Rays and the Yankees have that today. James Shields against A.J. Burnett in the wrap-up game of this series. They've divided the first 2. The Rays trying to get out of town with a winning homestand. They've won 3 and dropped 2 on this homestand so far. We'll have all the action coming up in just a few moments. Back in a minute. It's a Kids Sunday here at Tropicana Field. They're lining up, prepared for a great afternoon of baseball inside the Trop. Right now, let's go to our own kid. Here's Kid Todd Callis.
Thanks a lot. Second side through the rotation begins today as James Shields make his second start of the year. So everybody's had one turn through. So far, so good for the Rays starters. Now, Jeff Neiman really didn't have a chance to show what he can do because he left that game 4 outs in. By the way, good news on Neiman. Threw a little bullpen session today. All signs seem to be a go for him to make the next start Tuesday in Baltimore. But Garza was outstanding. 8 innings and 1 run. Shields, 6 innings, 3 solo home runs in his debut against the Orioles. David Price, very good. Lasted 7 2/3 innings when the bullpen really needed a breather. And Wade Davis got hit around a little bit yesterday, but he battled for the most part against a very good Yankees lineup. So here's today's Autoway poll question. Today's question brought to you by Autoway. Autoway, if you need a car, truck, or van, who are you going to call? Autoway. Call 1-800-SHOP-AUTOWAY. Text 789-789 to make your choice. James Shields, TB1. Matt Garza, TB2. Jeff Neiman, TB3. David Price, TB4. Or Wade Davis, TB5. The question is, which Rays starter do you think will have the most wins in 2010? We'll show you the final results of our poll after the game today in our Rays Live postgame show. A new look for the Rays with their new blue on these Sunday home games. We are ready for baseball. It is Shields taking on A.J. Burnett. Enjoy all the action with Dwayne Stass and Kevin Kennedy in high definition.
To you by your Southeast Toyota dealer. You could buy a car that compares itself to a Toyota, or you could just buy a Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, moving forward. And by Buddy's Home Furnishings, where there's no credit needed and up to 6 months, same as cash. Rays and the Yankees dividing the first 2 games. The Rays winning the first game 9-3. New York winning 10-0 yesterday afternoon. Here is the New York lineup with Derek Jeter again leading off, followed by the DH Nick Johnson, Mark Teixeira at first, Alex Rodriguez at cleanup, and Robinson Cano with very good lifetime numbers against Shields, followed by Jorge Posada, then Curtis Granderson, Nick Swisher, and Brett Gardner, the 3 outfielders, 7, 8, and 9.
James Shields in his second start of the season, second start of the homestand. Went 6 innings the other day, and it pitched pretty well. He really grinded it out. Third run average at 4.5. That was his last start, of course, against the Baltimore Orioles. Against the Yankees, it's been a little bit different story, tougher for him lifetime, as we talked about, 1-7 with a 6 earned run average. But again, the good news is he pitches well here at the Trop, a 3.41 lifetime batting average. Behind James Shields today defensively in the outfield, Carl Crawford once again in left, BJ Upton in center, and Ben Zobrist in right. Around the infield, Evan Longoria and Jason Bartlett on the left side, Sean Rodriguez and Carlos Pena on the right side of the infield, and Gianno Navarro behind the plate for James Shields.
Well, the New York manager, Joe Girardi said he was going to take Sabathia out of the game yesterday. Whether or not Shoppy got a base hit, that's worth some discussion later on.
Oh, yeah. It is.
And Joe Madden, the Rays skipper, they just put yesterday's game behind them, turn the page, and go on for the final game of this series today.
And that's all you can do. Just turn the page. It's a new day.
Derek Jeter stepping in. And Shields all set. First pitch from the Rays right-hander is fouled out of play. And so we are underway. Great to have you with us. Jeter at 304, 7 out of 23 to start the new year. It's in a bit. The count is 1-1. Shields made one start against the Yankees last year and lost 11-4. Fly ball right side. Zobrist in right field makes the grab, one away.
Good start for James after a couple of fastballs, like a little cutter right there. Got in on Derek a little bit, actually. Of course, he likes to stay inside the ball anyway and go that way.
There's the designated hitter, Nick Johnson. Pitch catches the edge. That's a strike. Zobrist makes a diving grab. That one lined into right center. And Ben Zobrist closing quickly. Made a fine defensive play.
Well, Ben got a great jump, a good read, a great jump. He knew he had help behind him if the ball did get by him. That's a breaking ball right there, right into Nick's swing. And he goes for the dive and makes the play. So there's BJ backing him up. So even if the ball gets by him, BJ's got that ball. Nick Johnson at most would have had a double. But that's a nice effort and a great execution defensively for Ben Zobrist. There's BJ. Both guys are closing fast.
Teixeira. First pitch is a strike. Well, that's just more material to the argument that Zobrist could play every day in right field, and you're not going to lose a thing out there. In fact, as early as a year ago, George Hendrick, the Rays' first base coach, who could move in the outfield, thought that was just a great spot for Zobrist. He was so impressive when he first saw him play.
You're not kidding.
Right field.
Right out of the chute. Yep. They find you right away. He's played second. He's played right so far this first week of the season.
Takes the count to 2-2. Now to Teixeira.
Outfield playing very shallow in right and in center as usual. Crawford's fairly deep in left. And see BJ in center right there, and of course right there.
Up a bit. He's going to run the count full. Pretty close pitch. Rays with the infield shifted on Teixeira. He goes to the left side, and that's foul. Well, Teixeira had 3 hits in the game yesterday. Had a double in the 5th inning that snapped it 0 for 17. You know, it's just a matter of time with this guy.
Right, 3 for 20 overall.
Fastball, foul back. Got a little extra on it for Shields. 93-94.
I was thinking the same thing. 94 right there. He went for the punch out after an off-speed pitch. He can get it right by Mark Teixeira. Mark protected himself. Good location.
And a foul ball, so Teixeira having an extended at bat. Two outs, base is empty. Just underway this afternoon. Strike three call, he got him. Changed up on him, and he took it for strike three. 1, 2, 3 go the Yankees thanks to that fine catch by Zobrist. Ben will hit third when we go to the bottom of the first, scoreless. Presented in beautiful HD by H.H. Gregg. Rays lined up. Jason Bartlett at the top spot. Carl Crawford and then Ben Zobrist, Evan Longoria, Carlos Pena, and B.J. Upton. The DH is Pat Burrell. Leonard Navarro catches, hits eighth, and Sean Rodriguez, the second baseman, in the ninth spot.
Big right-hander A.J. Burnett on the mound today for the Yankees in his first start against the Boston Red Sox. He went just 5 innings, 5 strikeouts overall. Last season, his first with New York, 13-9 with a ERA over 5. And AJ overall had a pretty nice season for the Yankees. So the outfield defense: Brett Gardner in left, Curtis Granderson in center, Nick Switcher in right. Around the infield, Alex Rodriguez and Derek Jeter, Robbie Cano, Mark Teixeira, and Jorge Posada behind the plate.
Here's Jason Bartlett hitting an even .300 to start the year. Jay Burnett. This is up and in, starting with a fastball. Burnett has always featured that great arm, 33 years old. And impressive breaking stuff. Line drive and a base hit into left off a fastball. So Bartlett wastes little time, hits the second pitch and lines it into left field.
Isn't that usually the way?
Yep.
Eliminate doubt early. Fastball, middle in. Gets the front foot down quickly. Nice short stroke. Sharp single to left.
Speed at first, speed at the plate, and Carl Crawford. It's a strike.
I mentioned that AJ's ERA was over 5. I meant over 4, just a tick over 4 last year. He had a good year for the Yankees. 13-9. He only gave up 193 hits in 207 innings. That's good. Anything 1-1 or less is good.
Carl takes one down.
The only downfall, Dwayne, as you know, is he did walk 97 men, so he can get wild at times.
And he had Jose Molina on the club last year, who caught him most of the time, or a good share of the time anyway.
And it was dramatically different as far as, you know, the ERA.
Yeah. Yep.
With the two different catchers.
Jorge Posada behind the plate today. It's interesting how that works out. Let's take a look at the ERAs with Burnett on the hill last year. Posada 4.96, and all the rest of the catchers at 3.22. Molina caught him most of the time. Of the other three, Kevin Cash and Francisco Cervelli.
That's dramatically different right there. The difference in ERA.
Over to first. Bartlett's back in. I thought it was interesting the other day when Todd Callis had a brief conversation with Tim McCarver on our pregame talking about that. McCarver, the personal catcher of Steve Carlton.
That's right.
And he had a pretty good catcher on that team, Bob Boone. There goes the runner. That's a strike, and the throw is not in time. A breaking ball to Crawford. He tried to check, but could not. And on the curve, Bartlett picks up his second steal.
Yeah, good pitch to run on right there. Nice pick by Jorge Posada with the backhand, but the throw is too high, and Jason had a great jump anyway. Take a look at that jump right there. And of course, on a curveball, you get a little more time to get into second base safely.
You know, McCarver's point was kind of interesting. He said that was all well and good. He said, and he had a pretty good pitcher who he figured was going to win. He said, but you got to be successful. And McCarver said, hey, and I had to continue to get a hit once in a while, too.
Yeah, that's true. Made a few All-Star teams.
Foul. Yeah, he came up as a baby with the St. Louis Cardinals.
Played in 4 decades. 4 decades. It's like Jamie Moyer pitching in 4 decades. What's up with that?
Yeah, there aren't many catchers who are going to do that, but Tim came up late.
Just want to survive 4 decades.
That's right, exactly. 2-2 the count to Crawford. Ground ball, that's headed into center field. Here comes Bartlett. He's headed to the plate, and the Rays lead 1-0. So the base hit, the steal, and another single, and the Rays are on the board.
That's pretty much how you design it. If you're Joe Madden. From the 1 and 2 guys, Jason getting on, stealing second. Carl not only getting him over on this backdoor breaking ball, but getting him in because it got right underneath the glove of A.J. Burnett and on into center field for the single.
Ben Zobrist. So Crawford's at first. The Rays were running with Bartlett over there.
Yeah, you might expect a pitch out or two here from Jorge Posada. Looked like Carl was going to go on the first pitch there. So if you give it away like that, you know, Jorge will sit outside, call fastball away, which will act as a pitch out.
There goes Crawford, a pitch out, and the throw is not in time. Crawford steals it against the pitch out.
Carl did give it away, but it didn't matter.
The Yankees squawk about it.
Yep.
Girardi's out to talk it over with James Hoy.
It's a pretty good pitch out. I think Carl was definitely in there because the ball was to the wrong side of the bag.
Yeah, as it turns out, it's really not even close.
No, he was in there. Yeah, if the throw's on the second base side of the bag, they get Carl Crawford, but it was on the shortstop side. You see the overhead view right here. He's in there. Just got the foot in there as Derek Jeter put the tag on Carl's right knee.
So as stealing on pitch outs go, well done. 1-0 now to Zobrist. Ben puts down a bunt. Burnett looks to third, throw to first, and Crawford goes to third. Zobrist moves the runner over.
Now, how many three-hitters in the first inning are going to bunt? But the reason that's not a bad play is because you got Evan Longoria coming up. You got a very tough pitcher in A.J. Burnett that gave the Rays a tough time last year, and you got Evan up there with a runner at third and one out. So not a bad move by Ben Zobrist. That's an unselfish move by Ben Zobrist.
And here's the other side of that. Now, Zobrist does have a home run off Burnett, but a lifetime average of 214 against him, and Longoria is hitting 320, 8 out of 25 off him with a home run. Now, good speed at third, one out. Pitch is low, 1 ball, no strikes.
That's exactly right. There's a couple of Rays. Crawford's had success historically against Burnett, 333 lifetime, and then Evan Longoria is the other guy in this lineup today for the Rays, 320 lifetime.
A good look for Longoria. Fastball outside. 2-0.
You know, Pena, on the other hand, has had troubles against A.J. Burnett, so even though he's left-handed, A.J.'s very well aware of that. He's trying to pick around the plate here a little bit, seeing if Evan Longoria will expand his own zone here.
And Evan takes ball 3. Off the plate again.
Pitchers are very much aware of who they've had success against. And Evans not one of them that A.J. Burnett's had success against.
And there's the strike. Longoria taking 3-1 with the Rays out in front, 1-0. There's ball 4. On a 3-1 breaking ball. So it's first and third with 1 out.
And Jorge Posada having his first little meeting out there.
Dave Island's going to have his first meeting.
Another meeting. Here we go.
Where's Joe West when we need him? You know, I thought that was really interesting yesterday when Girardi was right up front and Dave Island both saying they were going to take Sabathia out of the game regardless of whether he'd given up that hit because of pitch count. It would have been an interesting situation because Sabathia is a pretty good sized guy to remove from a game.
I think there would have been. He's such a nice guy. I got to believe CeCe would have had a major argument there. And I think he might have just stood there on the mound. It could be very difficult to move him off that mound.
Well, you know, he had said he knew when Rodriguez made that great play in the 7th. He said that really fired him up because he thought he had a shot at it then. So that's what he was thinking about. Here's Carlos Pena taking one outside.
Well,
1-0.
To me, how many chances you get to throw a no-hitter in your life? And a guy like CeCe Sabathia, who's averaged, 240 some odd innings, including the postseason the last few years, maybe even more than that. Pitch count would not be a major issue. I mean, he didn't have any tough innings. It's what kind of innings you're having. That's where pitch count would go.
Play from Pena. He takes up.
The thing is, you know, Nolan Ryan used to tell me this, and Clemens when I had them both. They said, "Listen, Skip, if I'm gonna strike out 12 or 14 guys, I'm gonna have a higher pitch count, and sometimes they foul off some pitches before I punch them out." So, you know, CeCe had that kind of dominating stuff yesterday. Jason Bartlett said that. He said he's got some giddy up on his stuff today. You know, they recognized that early. The Rays did.
The broken back ground ball. Cano to Jeter, one back to first, not in time. The run scores. Pena hustles his way down the line, and the Rays make it a 2-0 ball game as Pena picks up his 3rd run batted into the year.
Good hustle by Carlos Pena. Didn't hit it hard. Did break his bat. And that enabled him to get down the line and beat the Derek Jeter relay to first. Take a look one more time. It's a good feed to Jeter. Good turn, but Carlos is clearly by the bag. Here's run number 2.
So Bartlett and Crawford have scored. Pena's at first with 2 outs for B.J. Upton. B.J. 4 of 17 to start the year. There's a double in the mix of 4 hits.
You know, we were talking before the game today about I had Roger Clemens in 95 and 6, and he had his second 20 strikeout performance, tied his own record on September 20th of 96. And you know how many pitches he threw?
Somewhere in the range of 150.
That's it, 151. Threw 101 strikes. And I could just imagine going to Roger in the 8th inning saying, "Hey, Rocket, you got 125 pitches. I got to take you out. You only have 19 strikeouts." It's a different game today, isn't it?
Sure is.
Some organizations' philosophies, anyway.
There's a high fly ball back into center field. Granderson's going to have plenty of room, as it turns out, to make the catch, and that retires the side. Rays with a couple at the end of an inning, 2-0 Tampa Bay.
Shiver joins us. He'll be with us all season long on live blogs and on blog updates. Dave, what's the gist of things right now with the fans? I'm going to guess the new uniform's a hot topic.
New uniforms are a big topic, Todd. Mostly they like them. It's about 8 out of 10 seem to really like them. They're also really happy the Rays have bounced back. There was some concern early on that maybe there'd be a little bit of a residual effect from yesterday, but a lot of comments happy that they got off to a quick start like that.
Best way for people watching to get a hold of you is to go to foxsportsflorida.com?
Absolutely. We'll be here all games. Keep those questions coming in.
Live blogs, Dave Shiver. He's got all kinds of stories throughout the week as well, guys. Back to you.
All right, thanks, guys. Rays off to this 2-0 lead. Alex Rodriguez stepping in. A ball and no strikes. That's the one thing about this club, and we just touched on it at the outset of the telecast. Despite yesterday's loss, this is not the kind of team that will carry that over into the next day. 1-1.
No, and you know, like we were talking about in the pregame show, Todd and Brian and I too, is that, you know, it's baseball, you play the next day. You don't have a week to dwell on it like in football and some of the other sports. You have to play every single day for the most part. And you got to get over it quick in this game, in the big leagues. You can't dwell on losses, and you can't really, you know, say, hey, we won 9-3 Friday night, and hey, it's all about winning series for me. 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4. You play 600 ball in baseball, you're going to win a division. That's what it's about for me.
3-1 the count to Alex Rodriguez. it's a lot tougher to lose a game, say when you've got the lead, and somehow you lose it in the late innings. Those are the tough ones.
I think the most devastating loss I was involved in the big leagues as a manager was in the playoffs against the Indians in '95. It was a 13-inning game. We had taken the lead, top of the 11th or 12th. Tim Naring hit a home run. We gave it back up to Albert Bell, the bottom of the inning. And the next inning, you know, both sides were out of pitchers for the most part. It rained, 2-hour delay, and then we lost on a Tony Pena home run. And, you know, I got back to it was a delay, so I got back to my room about 3 in the morning. It's a long game. We had a game the next day, of course. You know, I couldn't sleep that night, but when I woke up, I said, you know what? Okay, we're down 0-1 here.
Yeah. So you go get them the next day?
You go get them, yeah. Playoffs or not. I mean, so you have to get over it quickly is my point. And I felt good the next day because we got up and said, all right, we put that past us and you move forward.
Cano jammed on this roller to second. Rodriguez takes it to Pena as Alex Rodriguez moves into second. Cano's been a very tough hitter for Shields to get out consistently, and he got inside on him there and really jammed him. So Alex Rodriguez is at second. 1 out, and Jorge Posada is the hitter.
No, it's just a different Yankee lineup. It's still a very good lineup, but it's different without Matsui in that 5 spot. So Cano has been asked by Joe Girardi to take on more responsibility as a run producer. So he's been the 5 hitter, and he's off to a great start.
He is that. Came in hitting .381. Posada, a liner into center field. Upton makes the catch. He's going to go back to second with a throw. And just back in is Alex Rodriguez. Sean Rodriguez got to the bag and gave us a little stretch on the reception. 2 gone.
That was a bullet by Posada. He's swinging the bat well here to start the 2010 season. DJ playing right there, though. Right there. And a nice read. Got rid of it quickly. That's a nice effort for the double play attempt. Getting some defensive help here early.
Curtis Granderson. Fastball misses. Shields behind him 2-0.
See if he throws a 2-0 changeup here, because Curtis is a pretty good fastball hitter in hitters' counts. That's where he hits his power from. Cutter.
It's inside. 3-0. Anderson just 1 out of 18 lifetime against Shields. Shields has fallen behind. 3 balls, no strikes.
And he should have the green light here, I would believe. I would call the game that way.
A strike. Fastball.
You see a great changeup right here.
Liner into right field. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Zobrist will play it back towards second. The run scores to make it 2-1 as Alex Rodriguez crosses the plate on the Granderson double.
Yeah, I didn't like the pitch selection. That's the time for me to throw a changeup. You know, you got a base open. You can double up on the changeup. Curtis Granderson is a very good triple hitting fastball hitter, and it's a fastball 92 right down the middle and up out over the plate.
Well, Shields was hurt on the fastball in the start against Baltimore on that home run by Adam Jones. And the 3-1 fastball results in a run scored here.
I mean, he's got the greatest weapon that you could have as a pitcher. That's the great equalizer in hitters' counts. He's got a great changeup.
Nick Swisher. First pitch is a strike. there. 0-2.
That's exactly right. Especially against the Yankees. This is just too good of a fastball hitting team. Not to give them a steady diet of this. That's an 83-mile-an-hour changeup. Look at the bottom fall out of that. And fade away from it.
Swing and a miss. He came right back and got him on strikes. So the Yankees settle for one. They leave one. We go to the bottom half of inning 2. Changeup got Swisher. 2-1 Rays. For a couple of those autographs anyway. The youngsters here enjoying the atmosphere at Tropicana Field in Rays baseball. An Evan Longoria fan there. They're all set with the alternate look in that jersey.
Already got a baseball too. Well prepared. The glove, got the ball. Here.
Here's Pat Burrell to lead off the Rays half of the second inning. Let's see if the Rays can respond now. Trying to get a run back. Bouncer down to third. Rodriguez. Burrell is out of there. In today's game and all season long, Tires Plus will be donating $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. Deanna Navarro. Strike. Fastball to open the sequence of pitches to the Rays catcher. Back. Finds himself behind in the count. 0-2. Pops it up. Jeter right there. Gone, so 2 quick outs here.
Yeah, all strikes from A.J. Burnett. So better command this inning for sure. 4 pitches, 2 outs.
Sean Rodriguez. Rodriguez, in his time with the Angels, had 4 at-bats against Burnett and a couple hits, including a home run. It's a strike.
It's a curveball right there. He just threw a slider to Navarro. So he's starting to get all those pitches acclimated here.
Fly ball right field. Swisher makes the catch, and it's a quick inning. 1-2-3 go the Rays. We head into the third. 2-1 Rays. As we go to the third, this game's 6th of the season, but it's not too late to join the Rays with Rays season tickets. Ensure the best seats, big savings, and all the great benefits by visiting RaysBaseball.com or calling 888-FAN-RAYS. Rays and Shields with a 2-1 lead. James will face Brett Gardner, the left fielder, number 9 hitter, to lead off, and then back around to Jeter and Johnson.
I was watching Evan Longoria. He's playing very deep, talking to the umpire, when he snuck up on Brett Gardner and gave him a bunt. I think he was lulling him to sleep. He was crap.
That's a strike. Quickly ahead, and a fastball. 0-2. Gardner was down 0-2 here, but last year and this spring really worked on his bunting. With his speed, that makes a lot of sense.
He doesn't even have to put it down in a good spot. He's so fast.
Ball for Rodriguez. Across the first. Good to keep him off the bases with that great speed.
Big time.
Now we go to the top side of the order. Derek Jeter. Jeter out on the fly ball to right field to start this one. Chase that one as it moved away from him. Strike one.
Yeah, a little breaking ball right here. A slider from James Shields. Derek has been swinging a little bit at the first pitch. He'll kind of surprise you. He'll come around the chute, swing at first pitch, and then other times he'll work the count.
Runs in, 1-1. Ball, 2 strikes. Jeter coming off last year's .334 season. He was on base 289 times last year.
I thought Joe Mauer deserved the MVP just because of what he did and the defense behind the plate, still lead the league in hitting and all that.
Foul ball.
But I thought Jeter, really could have won his first MVP, and I'm not talking about the power. Obviously, he did hit 18 home runs, but what you just said, getting on base. I mean, he set the tone for that offense last year, and that was a good move by Joe Girardi too, putting Derek in the leadoff spot with Johnny Damon hitting 2 last year. That was a lethal combination.
Two and two. We wound up scoring 107 runs. Base more than anybody else in the league.
Navarro sets up away, and the ball is away, and it's a little bit up.
Hold the count at 2-2, out of play. Side. Pena's going to make the play unassisted. Couple of ground balls in the third. 2 up and 2 down. Base is empty for the designated hitter, Nick Johnson. It'll be interesting to see Johnson back in a New York uniform, and he hits the ball the other way so much. And I think, especially at home, they want him to pull the ball a little bit more. And Kevin Long has spent some time with him this spring toward that end. And a strike.
Well, he has had a year where he hit over 20 home runs a couple of years ago with the Nationals. But yeah, you're right. For the most part, he just works the count, draws his walks, and gets well the opposite field.
2-1, and I think Johnny Damon, who had that big home run year for them last year, he really took advantage of the ballpark there.
And he said so. It was by design.
Smart to do that.
Absolutely.
Diaz checking with Navarro. If everything's okay. 2-1. I'm checking on some of Damon's home runs last year and how he took advantage of the dimensions at the new Yankee Stadium. 2-2 now.
Good pitch right there, right on the corner.
Pretty close again. The count is full.
Well, that's the beauty of baseball too. I mean, if you're going to have a short porch in right field and even a jet stream that they have in this new ballpark that falls up, why not take advantage of that? Play to the elements.
And Johnson draws the walk. Well, the average home run last year was 398.8. And Johnny Damon hit 24 home runs, and he hit 2 home runs longer than the average home run.
There you go.
In the American League. Here's Teixeira rolling one foul. That's a strike. So if you're in a park that lends itself to that, you should take advantage of it, and that's what he did. That's why it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what Granderson does. You know, there's a lot of swing and misses in Granderson, but here's a guy who's got some power. And, you know, he can really take advantage of that.
I think, too, you know, down the road, I mean, Nick Johnson does get on base, over 400 lifetime on base percentage, and the Yankees are big time into that. And it's one of the reasons they signed Nick Johnson, and he's on first base now. But Curtis Granderson hit 30 home runs, and I think in Yankee Stadium, if he gets more responsibility in the order, if he hits in the 2 spot against righties, you look on deck as a catcher, you see Teixeira, guess what?
Yeah.
He is getting a few more fastballs. Plus, he can steal a base.
Yep. Exactly right.
So in Yankee Stadium, in a lot of ways for me, Granderson, even though he does strike out, he might be a more ideal 2-hitter for them this year. But right now, he's sitting down in the lineup.
Now it's still 1-2 on Teixeira. Contact and fouled the changeup. 50 pitches so far for Shields.
But that's something Joe Girardi, I mean, he's got time to fool around with that, obviously. Right now, what he's shown is that against righties, Granderson's going to hit 7th, and against lefties, Granderson's going to hit 9th.
And just a little piece of that.
Speaking of ex-Yankees, Matsui's off to a good start with the Angels. Getting some home runs and hitting lefties as he usually does.
Yep. Strike 3 call. He got him. It started a little wide and cut over. Caught him looking. No runs. A man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. 2-1. Rays.
Doing better today. He threw his bullpen session. All indications are that he is a go to pitch on Tuesday against those same Baltimore Orioles, which is good news, guys, on a few fronts. Obviously, Neiman back in the rotation is good, and it also gives Joe Madden more flexibility because Andy Sonnenstein in the last few days, he hasn't wanted to use him because he might have had to been the starter on Tuesday. So now Sonny's back in the bullpen, and the Rays are ready to go with Neiman on Tuesday. Back to you.
All right, that's all good news. The first pitch to Jason Bartlett is in there for a strike. Yeah, and that creates a little uncertainty. We saw Andy Sonnenstein down there in the bullpen. Kind of an interesting situation for Andy. It's a It's a new role for him, and he's really trying to figure out the routine that he needs to be in that long relief role, because you could be called upon at any moment and expected to perhaps give the team an extended outing. And so a new role, and he has to figure out what his pregame prep should be, and a lot of it just timing what his schedule should be.
Yeah, I mean, everybody likes the routine too, especially pitchers. They like to know when they're going to be used. But when you're in that role that Andy's in right now, how can you anticipate Jeff Neiman getting hit, and all of a sudden you're out of the bullpen and you're on the mound warming up in front of 25,000 people?
Yep.
Yeah, all eyes are on you for 15 minutes.
He pitched well the other night, and
yes, he did.
In that emergency call. Breaking ball misses to Bartlett, and the count is full. Houston opened the first with a base hit, and that led to 2 runs in the inning. He's got 2 in the first, and New York 1 in the second inning. Fly ball center field. Anderson is there and makes the catch. So that's the first out. We're in the home stretch for the 2010 census. It's still not too late. Fill out and mail back your census form today. Here's Carl Crawford. Cut and a fastball, and he fouled it. Got a little part of the mask of the plate umpire, Laz Diaz. Diaz, an 11-year veteran of Major League umpiring behind the plate.
Yeah, he got it pretty good too.
I don't know how that missed.
Crawford almost got it pretty good.
He did.
Thing kept running and running and running. Look at this. Got out of the way of it. It got him right in the hip.
2 balls and a strike. Carl's single off a breaking ball in the first inning, driving in a run. Fastball. To catch up to that Burnett fastball up.
Yeah, Carl had a funny swing on that one. I don't think he saw the ball that well on that particular pitch. 93 fastball. Burnett will throw harder than that, but that still had pretty good jump to it.
Fouled away. Count still 2-2. Right there for him. The line drive out. 2 gone. Just a reminder to look for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness Moment. That's coming up later in today's game. It does look refreshing.
Yeah, it's making me thirsty.
Really. So that's coming up later. Now Ben Zobrist. Strike 1.
Good two-seam action on that one. Good movement. Ben's going to be pitch tougher this year. There's no question about it. He snuck up on some people last year. This year they're bearing down on him, and he's in the 3 spot for a reason. Tells you what Joe Madden thinks. He's a pretty good hitter, but he is getting a lot more off-speed stuff, a lot more two-seamers, and in time Ben's going to have to make an adjustment too. Realize they're not just going to challenge him with the first pitch fastball anymore.
1-1 count. First ball there, and behind, 1-2.
That's a good location right there by A.J. Burnett. After a couple pitches away, he goes up the ladder right there, and Ben swings through it. High fastball, top part of the zone. Here comes a curveball.
And he's out on strikes. First strikeout of the day for Burnett. The Rays go up and down 1-2-3. On to the fourth, 2-1 Tampa Bay. A no-hitter. We'll let you think about that for a while. And it has been a little while since it happened. There's the line on Sabathia yesterday. 7 2/3 of no-hit baseball before Kelly Shopping, his former battery mate, when both were in Cleveland. Shopping broke it up with a base hit. 111 pitches. Joe Girardi said he was going to take him out after Shopping, whether he had retired him or not. Alex Rodriguez will begin the fourth inning for New York. And the pitch is inside a ball. Shields, through the first 3 innings, had faced 12 hitters and had retired all 9 hitters when he threw a first pitch strike. And when he missed, they'd all reach base. 1-1 the count right now. He walked Rodriguez to start the second, and he scored. Fly ball back into deep center. Upton going back. It's going to be over his head. Will one hop the wall. And Alex Rodriguez pulls into second with a double.
You know, Alex didn't even get all that one. That actually got in on him. Just a touch. But he is so strong. And BJ, of course, plays a shallow center that if this ball gets over his head, it's up and in. Got in just a little bit. Still got it on the barrel. Look at this. It short hops the ball 404 feet away.
It's one of the things about Rodriguez. He's strong. He has very big hands.
He does. Strong hands.
And so he doesn't always get all of every pitch, and he still comes up with extra base hits because of it.
If he had gotten all that pitch, it would have been, about 450 feet away from home run.
Cano did not go. Moving down and into him. He held up. 1-0. Fly ball left field. Crawford makes the catch. One away with Rodriguez remaining at second.
Boy, that's a big out right there because Cano could not advance a runner. And normally he has no problem pulling the ball. But there's a weak pop fly to left field. That's a big out. Keeping A-Rod at second base.
Two to one game.
Tell you what, Jorge's been swinging the bat well, this year, but last year he had a big year offensively.
He did. He had
really key.
285 and 22 home runs.
Yeah, what a nice year.
He's 38 years old now and
still swinging it.
Off to a good start at the plate. Down and in, a ball to no strikes.
Almost bit his left knee right there. Gets out of the way. Catchers don't like that.
He was coming off that shoulder surgery too last year.
He sure was. Yeah.
He had from about the middle of 2008. He had that labrum issue in his shoulder. In front of it, pulls it foul. The changeup. It's 1-1.
Well, especially at his age, he came back. I thought he threw pretty well. I was surprised how much carry he had on his ball last year down to second base.
Runner at second on the leadoff double by Alex Rodriguez. One out, 1-1 to count to Jorge Posada. And time call versus Shields is ready to make his delivery. Not the most comfortable spot to have time called if you're a pitcher.
No, usually the umpires won't give it to you if the pitcher's about to release the baseball. It's a problem that Angel Hernandez had in Boston the other day with David Ortiz. He wouldn't give him time.
1-2. Ortiz didn't take kindly.
No, he did not. He had some nice comments for him, didn't he? It's gamesmanship by Jorge, though. He's trying to break up some rhythm and timing from Shields a little bit. Of course, to make sure he's ready also.
Tap foul. Breaking ball. Count is still 1-2.
Shields does like to work pretty quickly, which is good for your defense. Likes to get it and go.
I think if a pitcher can consistently do that, it's really good for him because he sets the tempo, takes charge.
Right.
Unless hitter steps out, I think it's a big advantage for a pitcher. 2-2 now.
One of those good strikeout changeups that he's got. The ones he threw on Switcher.
Moved away. That changeup taken from all three.
Yeah, pretty good tailing action to it, though. I mean, you could almost double up on it again, even if he's looking for it. If he shows his good one, he'll get him out.
Still a 3-2 count with the foul ball.
Went back to the cutter right here. Back door, 87 miles an hour.
He threw a great one to Teixeira to get him looking.
Yes, he did.
In the third inning like that. A cutter that started a little wide and then caught the corner.
Yeah, 87 miles an hour. That's exactly right. On the outside corner.
Try another 3-2 pitch to Posada. And he takes the fastball wide. He's going to set up men at first and second.
Tried to power a 93 fastball in the outside corner and sailed well off the outside. Not even close. He did have some good tailing action to it.
It's Curtis Granderson. Granderson doubled in a run his first time. Coming into this game, Granderson was only 1 of 18 against Shields, and Shields starts him off speed there, and it's low. 1-0.
And that was a pretty good pitch. Curtis was able to lay off of it. You got to be careful coming in there. Down and into Granderson.
Two balls and a strike.
Curveball right there. Pretty good bite to it.
Strike, a fastball. 2-2.
Well, that tells you he was thinking off speed this time, Granderson. When he takes a 2-1 fastball in his count, right there, you know he was looking fast. Changeup.
Off his foot. A little cut action to it.
Trying for that backdoor cutter because he's had success, like you mentioned, Dwayne, today with that backdoor cutter on the lefty so far.
2-2, and it stays wide. So full count.
Change up off the outside corner. Such good movement. I'd double up on it again this time with Granderson, even if he is looking for it. Feels that one where the bottom falls out, it won't matter. And get him to chase.
3-2. And a fly ball into center field. Upton back to make the catch. Runner's going to stay at first and second. Well, he came in with a fastball. He really got hurt on a fastball. 3-1 to Granderson in the second. But he got him this time on a fly ball to center.
Yeah, it did. He got it in a good spot because he got it up and in. And, you know, early in the count, you could tell Granderson was a little bit in between because he took the one fastball. So. He's a good pitcher. That doesn't matter.
There's Nick Swisher. One. Got that pitch in a good location. Breaking ball.
Yeah, that looked like his curveball right there. He's got a pretty good bite on that curve.
Corner. 0-2.
That's that cut action right there. Nice movement. He just painted up the inside corner with 88 right there. Nice pitch. Look at that. Box strike. Perfect. That had a good bite to it right there.
2 strikes to count to Swisher. Picks it away. Change up out there. Trying to pitch around the leadoff double, the 1-out walk. Moving on with 2 men out.
Some pretty good sequences this inning. Changing speeds and location pretty well.
Oh. 2-2.
Well, he struck Swisher out in the second inning on back-to-back changeups. He's showing everything at Swisher this sequence. Curveballs, cutters, fastballs, one changeup.
High fly ball down the right side. Zobrist into foul territory, is there and makes the catch to retire the side. They leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Rays leading. It's a 2-1 game as Zobrist tracks down the foul ball. Going to take Girardi out.
I think you were right. You were saying that this morning. I think Girardi would be coming out.
Here's the 88th pitch as Dave Cone completed that perfect game on the 18th of July against the Expos in 1999. And if memory serves me right, Don Larson, who threw that perfect game in the World Series, threw out the first pitch prior to that game.
I believe you're right about that. Yeah, I remember that. That's right.
Evan Longoria checks the swing, and it's a foul ball. Strike 1. Longoria, Pena, and Upton 2 up for the Rays.
Another pitch. It's a good hard curveball right there. Burnett's his slider about 87 miles an hour, and his curveball about 82. His fastball's been about 93, 94 today. He threw a good one to Zobrist in the 3rd. Curveball.
1-2. Yeah, he struck him out with that in a 1-2-3 third. Rays with a couple runs, 2 hits, on a walk off him, 2 hits and walks, 3 of the first 4 hitters to face him, and the Rays cashiered that for 2 runs. Popper, short right, Cano out for second. It's the first down in the home half of the 4th. That'll be Carlos Pena. Well, a good house today here at Tropicana Field. This has been and will continue to be a very fun team to watch. I really think, and I've always loved watching the Angels play, but I think the Rays and the Angels are the two most entertaining teams in the American League because of the depth. They have so many different players. They have speed, they have power. Ground ball down to first, and a nice pickup by Teixeira to retire Pena. There are a lot of variables to this Rays ball club.
Well, I agree with that. This ball was hit well by Carlos Pena, but to the wrong guy. This guy is a phenomenal fielder. We saw that yesterday in a couple of plays he made helping CC Sabathia. And he always seems to be in the right spot, too.
Yep.
But you're right. The running teams make it fun. They make it fun for the fans. They make it fun for everybody. It's fun to do a broadcast.
Jay Upton misses a fastball. Strike one.
I've always been infatuated with base stealers in the running game. Maybe part of that's my upbringing, being a catcher, knowing how tough it is when you're playing a running team. Probably growing up watching Maury Wills as a kid, steal 104 bases one year and win the MVP doing that.
There's a pitch that Upton had to leave his feet. And I really think that's a pitch that can be very effective for pitchers that you just don't see a lot of.
That used to be the thing. Hey, make him move his feet. And that's what he did. I mean, that backed up on him. He wasn't trying to hit him. He was just trying to get on the inside corner. But that could be exactly right. Very effective.
You don't necessarily have to throw up and in and knock guys down. You do that. And then you can see him. He went right to the outside edge and missed with that next pitch.
It upsets your comfort level, digging in the box. And catchers, Jorge does a good job at this. Whatever people want to say about Jorge, he does go to the mound a lot and calls timeout and all that. But he's pretty much engaged defensively. He watches the feet of the hitter. He can see when guys are sitting on pitches. See, watch him right now. So he's watching BJ's feet and how he's setting up. So he gets a feel for what to throw. It's like a two-seamer right here.
And he missed a little bit wide. So the Rays get their first base runner since the first inning.
Two-seam fastball around the outside corner. That number 5 right there. 5th pitch in the sequence, just a bit outside.
Burnett had retired 10 in a row. And here's Pat Burrell. Pat went after the first pitch in the second inning in his first at bat, grounded out third to first. A.J. Burnett picks off Upton. That retires the side. Rays lose the base runner. We're through 4, 2-1, Tampa Bay. Your edge with Just for Men, mustache and beard. Shields has pretty good beard going right there.
Yeah, he does. Well, he's the veteran of the group, the old man.
That's
so he's
right.
got to look a little older.
Exactly. 28. He's getting up
All
there.
of 28, yeah.
Rick Gardner in the 5th inning takes a strike. Fastball is started.
He's got good stuff today. I think he's got better stuff today than he did the other day, but opening day.
Yeah, he said coming off that start, he was really not happy with fastball command, and he was hoping that it would be better today. And I think that breaking ball has been an interesting part of his day today.
I like his curveball. I think it makes his fastball that much better. He's got a pretty good bite on the overhand curve. And it also helps the cutter when he wants to backdoor it.
Strike on the corner. 1-2.
And then the changeup's just, he's got a lot of movement on the changeup today.
And he went right back in there and got the corner with a fastball. Gardner caught looking.
Yeah, James shook to that. You can see him shaking off the bar 3-4 times there because he wanted to do this. Drive that 91 fastball on the inside corner. There's the grip. Gardner didn't like the call, but look at that. I mean, that's just right on the inside corner. Keep it moving.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly right. Here's Derek Jeter. Fouled up the right side. You know, there's all that talk about the Yankees and the Red Sox playing those long games. And you know, there's truth in that, but there are lots of reasons that go into that. You know, TV plays a part of that, but also stepping in and out of the box and readjusting your batting glove and trips to the mound and all that. But it continues to be my contention that you just open up the strike zone. That's really going to advance the pace of the game.
Well, it is. I mean, that ball, look, it might have been an inch off the inside corner. I mean, it's too close to take. That's what we used to say, you know, back in the day. Too close to take. You foul that off, you get another pitch. Nobody's got that great of it. They don't, you know, 17 inches exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it did get out of hand with the Braves pitchers back in the day with Maddox and Glavine and those guys. They were getting, well,
they just
6 or 8 inches off the outside corner.
Yeah,
that's a different
if they went
story.
off the plate, they did a little bit more off the plate.
Right.
They moved a little bit more off.
Hey, they kept going out there and they kept getting the call. And I know MLB wanted the umpires to go by book rule. And also meaning call the higher strike, which we saw, at least we saw Kerwin Danley do that the other day. The high part of the zone. A lot of umpires have gotten away from that completely.
Chop back to the mound. Fields tosses to Pena. 2 outs.
Some really good sequencing by James Shields. Keeping the hitters a little bit uncomfortable. Working both sides of the plate with everything. But if you notice in that second pitch to Derek Jeter, he got a curveball. I think that curveball just puts something else in the back of the hitter's minds. He's got a pretty good overhand curve today.
Now the DH, Nick Johnson. Comes in off the plate. 1-0. Line drive, that's going to be a base hit. Out of the reach of Sean Rodriguez, a single into right. This base hit comes with 2 outs. And it will get Mark Teixeira to the plate following the Nick Johnson base hit. Shields went 3-2 to Teixeira. first inning, got him looking on a change and got him looking on a cutter that started away in the third. Swinging first pitch and bouncing it foul, strike one.
And the one thing that you don't have to worry about is Nick Johnson stealing the base like you did with Johnny Damon.
So,
and if he does go, you hope he does.
Yeah, that's right.
Which means truly you can call a little bit different game against Teixeira here with Nick on first base than you did with Damon, meaning you might drop some breaking balls in the dirt, change-ups down in the dirt. You know, you have a tendency as a catcher to call a few more fastballs too, when a guy, no matter who he's hitting in front of or on base in front of, he can run and steal a base. You've seen that with Posada in this series. He's throwing a lot of fastballs away whenever the Rays have a burner on first base.
1-2. He got ahead on the curveball that was fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Like normally with Damon, 2-2 here, this would be a great running count. If you don't expect a cookie down the middle. Like something off speed here, fading away.
And it's foul.
Like that. Change it. See, normally that would have been a great running count for Johnny Damon. I would have put him in motion. But with Nick Johnson, you know, Joe's not going to do that. And it was a changeup.
Shakes off a couple. Ready again, 2-2. And close. Shot the corner with a fastball. And the count is full.
He's just got to stay with it. He's been making some pretty good pitches. It's off the outside corner. Of course, now Nick Johnson will be in motion, and that gives him a little bit of advantage if Teixeira finds a gap out there.
He's off and a swing and a foul ball. He got just a little piece of it to stay alive. Ball falling at the feet of Deanna Navarro. So we'll see another 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball, and that retires the side. So a fastball around 93 takes care of Teixeira. The Yankees leave a man. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Afternoon with 5 strikeouts, including 3 at the expense of Mark Teixeira. After the Rays got a couple runs in the first, Crawford singled home Bartlett and then scored on a ground ball by Pena. That made it 2-0. Granderson doubled home a Yankee run in the second inning to make it 2-1, and it has remained that way as our game moves into the bottom of the fifth.
Really good pitch sequencing with Navarro and James Shields, especially on that last sequence to Shara, because he's been throwing him a steady diet of off speed and cutters, and he got him looking off speed, and he blew a fastball by him.
So here's Pat Burrell. He was about to step in when Upton was picked off first to end the fourth. Takes the pitch up and in. A.J. Burnett on the hill. It's Burrell, Navarro, and Sean Rodriguez due for the Rays in the inning. Well, I'll tell you, A.J. Burnett has a great pitch count going. He's had a couple of very low pitch count innings, 6 in the second and just 10 in the fourth. So he's starting the fifth with 53 pitches, 55 now, 2-0 on Burrell. And a base hit up the middle for Burrell. Lead off single. That's the first hit for the Rays since Crawford, the second batter of the game, single in the first inning for the Rays.
Well, he decided to come in and try to throw a strike to Pat, not as much on the outside corner as the first couple of pitches, and he gets a fastball over the heart of the plate, down, and Pat shoots it right back through the box.
Now Deoner Navarro steps in. Alex Rodriguez will step in at third. Shortens and takes the pitch high.
And that's smart by Alex Rodriguez, too, because it's not that Joe Maddon will put a sacrifice on here with a 2-1 lead, but Deoner will bunt on his own. That's what he ran up to do. So you got to protect against it.
And a foul back the other way. In fact, Rodriguez had come in a couple more steps there as Deoner took a full cut.
Yeah, and Deoner wanted to slap it right by him, too. He knows exactly where Alex is. I mean, what Alex is telling you, he's daring you to go ahead and try to hit it that way and slap it by him. Now he's backing up a few steps with one strike.
First, Burrell is back in.
What he's telling you is you're not going to bunt on me. That's what I'm telling you. So if you want to hit it by me, go ahead and try.
Navarro shortens again, takes ball 2. 2-1. Cat and mouse going here between Navarro and A-Rod.
Sure is.
Over Tom Foley.
He's having a little fun. Yeah, there's some fun going on here. Rod, so did you put that on this time? Because it looked like Navarro was in the sacrifice situation the last pitch.
There goes the runner and the pitch. A soft liner to center, and it's going to be caught by Granderson. Burrell's going to try to get back to first, but he's going to be doubled off. Well, that soft liner hung up long enough. Granderson got there, and they double Burrell off first base, and Pat was running with the pitch.
Yeah, not a bad try there. I like the call, the hit and run call, because with Burrell running, you want to try to get him into scoring position at least. And bunting probably is not the best way to do that, especially in the third here. So with the count in Deoner's favor, the hit and run was on, but the line out, a great play by Granderson, and that's your checkers double of the game.
Sean Rodriguez with the bases empty. He takes the pitch for a strike. Sean went out to right field of the fly ball his first time. I mentioned he has a home run off A.J. Burnett. In fact, that was his first big league home run. Takes a big cut. Now he's down 0-2. That came in June of 08. Homered off A.J. Burnett. That's when Burnett was pitching for Toronto. A ball, 2 strikes. The Rays with 3 hits. The Yankees have 3. The Rays lead 2-1. The 1-2 evens the count. Coming off the curveball, and it's a 2-2 count.
Sean's so quiet at the plate with his hands and his concentration. You see him exhaling there, breathing. Really trying to focus.
Sends a fly ball. Center field. That's got some carry. Boy, Granderson's still going. That ball really carried. And about 2 steps on the track, Granderson tracked it down. Rays do not score. We're through 5. It's 2-1 Tampa Bay.
Who would play you in a movie?
The actor that would probably play me, because I've heard it, is the guy from Spicoli. He's Spicoli. I know they call him that.
I guess the typical answer would be Kevin Costner. But me, I'd say Tony Danza.
JP House, Sean Rodriguez with their thoughts. We have, tell us about the Little League team. Now, in the past, we used to go around and look for signs. This year, we're going to check out some Little League teams. Tell us about your team here.
Well, we're the Hernando Havoc. We play in Spring Hill, Florida, and we're an 11 and under travel team.
11 and under travel. You're Keith with Dominic. These are the main coaches, right?
Yes.
And I know a lot of the kids, I saw them getting Carvel ice cream right now, but this is part of your team at least here, right?
Correct.
Now, you guys are a travel team, so what's your season? Are you in the middle of it right now?
Yeah, we're halfway through right now.
How's it going so far?
Well, we're struggling a little bit, but we're hanging in there.
Hernando Havoc, guys, wave to the cameras. Our first Little League team of the year. Back to you, Dwayne.
All right, Todd, thank you. 1-0 pitch by Alex Rodriguez, and again sends a fly ball into center off a fastball in. So Crawford there, moving to his left, made the grab and left center. 1 out.
Yeah, he got that one in a little bit better than the last time. And Alex hit the double. dead center. Pretty good pitch.
Robinson Cano. And a strike call. The Rays just 2-1 lead. Well, they get 2. The Rays will be headed to Baltimore to start a 10-game road trip. Tomorrow. The Yankees go home. They'll have a workout tomorrow. Their home opener will be against the Angels on Tuesday afternoon. A ball, 2 strikes.
Kind of worked out well for Hideki Matsui, didn't it? To get their World Series rings. He'll actually be there for that.
There you go. Close right there, and it's ball 2. Lance Cormier in the bullpen along with Randy Choate.
Now pitch count's over 100 now.
Back toward the corner. 2-hop to the fence. Zobrist plays a carom, and it's a stand-up double for Cano. The 4th hit.
It's a changeup right here. Not a bad pitch. That's just a nice piece of hitting by Cano. He went down and got it. Just used all hands right there. Just try to put it in play, and he centered it nicely.
Yeah, you could see his body was pretty much committed already.
Yep.
He kept the hands back and really served a double into right field.
Yeah, that was a good pitch and a good call. It's just he did a nice job of going down and getting it.
Joe Madden comes out of the dugout. Jorge Posada is due up, and Madden's going to go to the bullpen here. So Shields, just over 100 pitches, will depart. Back in a moment. Little place, big taste. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by AT&T, your world delivered. Cano's at second with 1 out. Randy Choate, the new Rays pitcher, and this is really where a game like yesterday more affects you than the actual score of the game. You know, the Rays lost 10-0. You forget that. You turn the page, as we mentioned early. But Choate made 24 pitches in yesterday's game.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he gave up 4 runs and 5 hits in those 24 pitches, and you're absolutely right. And Joe Madden elects to use his left-handed bullet right here to turn Posada around and face Curtis Granderson, and then turn it over to the rest of the guys for the final 9 outs.
Cut the miss for a strike. Posada against Shields, line to center and walk. Shields made some good pitches today. 103 pitches overall in 5 1/3 innings.
Well, he had some long counts. Yankees grinded out some at bats.
That's par for the course with this Yankee lineup. It's been that way for a long time, and pretty much the same way the Rays try to work the pitch count.
Yeah, he had to really work out there, and he really battled well. I thought his stuff was very good today. And he's only given up 1 run. Hopefully that's it. Responsibility Cano is his guy out there at second.
And a long fly ball deep into left field, and that one is out of here. A fastball, and Posada hits it out to make it 3-2 New York. Posada lowers the boom on the fastball. Well, Madden trying to get a couple hitters out of Choate after the extended appearance yesterday. And Posada turns this fastball around.
Yeah, and they tried to go in with the fastball, and that's right into his swing. I'm not sure why you wouldn't try to sink the ball away. But they tried to go in fastball, didn't get it in, and Jorge puts the Yankees ahead.
Granderson takes a fastball, ball 1.
That was a no-doubter right off the bat.
2-0. So New York takes the lead by a run here in the 6th inning. And little base hit the other way for Granderson. Granderson stroking it into left field there. And Madden will come out now with Swisher due and Cormier ready in the bullpen. So a couple hitters and 2 hits. We'll be back with a new pitcher. Press back by popular demand. This year's lineup features the likes of ZZ Top, Nelly, John Fogerty, Alden Oates, the Go-Go's, and many more. Get your seats early at RaysBaseball.com. Posada belting a 2-run homer. Granderson followed with a base hit. And now Lance Cormier is on here to face Nick Swisher. Swisher switch hitter batting left, and then Gardner. And Cormier gets the call. Madden a little more comfortable with Cormier's stuff against left-handed hitters, and so he's got him in there.
Yeah, he's got the good overhand curveball that he can get lefties out on.
Pitch is up, 1-0.
Now you got to worry about Granderson stealing the bases. The count gets deeper.
Granderson, one run, a couple of steals already this year. It's fouled. 1-1.
Talked to Kevin Long before the season started about Granderson and what he was working on, and just what you saw. That's what he was working on. Just against lefties, especially when they come in as specialists, they're going to try to get you to chase breaking balls and use the field and go the other way. Kevin's done a nice job. He's got a couple of hits against lefties in this season.
1-2. Swisher missed that curveball.
Yeah, he's got a good one right over the top. Look at that. A lot of this falls out.
Foul off fastball. Cut action on that one. Toronto's playing in Baltimore. The Blue Jays open the day 4-1, and the Orioles 1-4. Baltimore taking a 2-1 lead over the bottom of the 7th inning of that one.
I would think Granderson would pick out a curveball count, which is right now after that fastball. Try to run on it.
Down, blocked by Navarro.
He wanted to go, too, and he didn't go. That would have been a perfect time to do it. Well, 2-2 is my favorite running count, especially for control pitchers. I think Granderson be in motion right here.
One out, 2 runs home. Over to first, and Granderson's back in. So
it's going. And the way you stop guys from running on 2-2, if you like to do that all the time, is you can pitch out. But nobody really will do that in today's game.
And the first.
Still going.
He'll do that a lot.
Now, if you want, you can try a fastball off the outside corner so you can get a strike out of it. Give you a pitch to throw on, too. He's definitely going.
There he goes. Pretty good jump. Pitch high, and the throw is not in time. Stolen base for Granderson. He's 3 of 3 this year.
This was a fastball off the outside corner. Just a good jump, and the throw is to the wrong side of the bag. That's why I didn't mind once in a while pitching out 2-2. You might get an out of it. He's obviously going. Why give him the bat?
3-2, a little roller picked up. There's the tag. Now Granderson's going to go to third, but I think. Let's see. I guess it's a fair ball. There was some hesitancy there, and it's going to be a fair ball. And Swisher did not claim that the ball hit off his foot. So Switzer is out. Cormier unassisted.
Yeah, it's a curveball. Good curveball right there. Yeah, hit out in front of the plate. Right on the dirt right there. Nick runs down there. Lance tags him out. I think he was just content getting the second out and not worrying about Granderson. But actually, they had a shot at Granderson.
They had a shot at him.
He was halfway between second and third. And I think they just kind of, I'm not going to say fall asleep on him, but we're content just getting that second out.
I tell you, you got to make a play on him.
You had him. He was caught between second and third.
All the count to Gardner.
But now a little ground ball. It's not right after the fielders. I mean, Gardner can beat this thing out. That's a big play.
Right, got speed. And
right.
When the tag was made, and Granderson about halfway, maybe a little more than halfway.
Maybe a little more. Yeah.
They had a play on it. So it's fouled out of play. 2-1.
Well, what that does, it puts more pressure on the defense around the infield as Gardner hits a ground ball. Because of Gardner's speed.
Into the dirt, and now down the line comes Granderson. And he scores, and that's why you've got to make a play on it.
That's right.
So the Yankees pick up another run to make it 4-2. Here it is.
Yep. And it's a 55-foot curveball, breaking ball right there. Gianna wasn't able to bury it out in front of him right here. See, Gianna's on his heels. He wasn't even ready for it. Runner at third base, you got to be on the balls of your feet, ready for a breaking ball in the dirt. He was on his heels. He had his tail on the ground. Wasn't ready for it.
And a pop up left side. Longoria into foul territory. That retires the side, but the Yankees score 3 and they lead by 2, 4-2. Personal environment during a trip to the Rays game here at the Trop. Enjoy those great seats exclusively for your group. Reserve the Corona Beach Bar by calling 888-FAN-RAYS or email groupsales@raysbaseball.com. Well, the Rays are down by 2. They'll have the top of the order coming up here in the 6th inning against A.J. Burnett. So they're going to have to go back to work. They have 2 runs, 3 hits off Burnett. Walked a couple.
Pitch count's only 65.
He's in great shape in that department. So here's Bartlett. Fouls it away. Strike one. And after the opening fastball. One now.
Trying to paint that outside corner. Not missing by much.
2-1. Curveball. A.J. Burnett, 33 years old. 4-0 in 5 starts against the Rays last year. Three and one. 3 straight misses after that foul ball strike was started. Shortstop, Jeter up with it. Throws on the money.
Number 13,
One out. The next hitter is Carl Crawford.
Yeah, Bartlett hit it well. 3-2 fastball. Burnett just trying to throw a strike, challenge the hitter. That's what he did. And Jason hit it right on the screws, but right at Jeter.
Carl fouls it back. Fastball to start the sequence of pitches to the Rays left fielder. Center. Jeter out for it. 2 outs.
number 18, Ben Zobrist.
Base is empty for Ben Zobrist, who sacrificed and struck out swinging on a pitch in the third. Count to Ben.
A couple of curveballs to start this at bat. He struck Ben out in the third inning on a curveball. Saying that they respected that he can hit a fastball out of the ballpark, but he's got a 2-run lead now.
Strike. Fastball up in the zone. Called strike. 2-1. Three balls and a strike. Well, all it takes is a base runner and a long one.
That's it. You got the right guy on deck, and Evan Longoria, Ben can get on.
Pretty close pitch right there.
There was.
Ground ball, and there's a base hit. So there's the base runner on. Zobrist 3-1, signals through the hole on the right side.
Well, he got the count in his favor because A.J. Burnett got behind him with 2 curveballs. And that led to a 3-1 fastball right here, out over the plate and up. And a nice sharp single through the right side.
the 2-out single. Now Longoria. Evan has walked, popped out to the second baseman. And he pops it up. That ball hits the speaker up there and comes back out into fair territory, falling on the infield. And the question is whether that speaker was in fair territory. And Girardi wants to talk with Laz Diaz. He's pointing to the speaker. And I really think the speaker's in foul territory, in which case the ball would be dead.
Yeah, that's the argument that Girardi is fighting.
So the umpires here watching the Yankees pointing upward, and now they're going to have a little get-together. Wally Bell, acting as the crew chief, will convene this gathering.
Well, either way, it could be a break for the Rays, right?
Yeah, that's right. Either way, you're right. But if it doesn't hit that, it's going to be caught.
No doubt.
And if they... See right there, look at the bottom. It's over foul territory. It's a dead ball, and that's the question. And it hit the speaker. And Girardi's not happy. I look at the rule that that ball falls and is in play. That's going to be the ruling. So it's going to be a base hit, and the Rays seemingly get a break here.
Well, it definitely would have been an out, no doubt. Pop-up hit straight up. When he saw Teixeira running in, Posada was just standing at home plate. And then Teixeira saw it, I believe, hit the speaker, and that's why he was the only one really trying to make a play on it.
Chris Garcia on our crew spends as much time up there as anybody climbing around, making sure that a couple of our shots are in line. That speaker's in foul territory. Yeah. And he confirms that as well. So here is Carlos Pena.
Well, I guess if that's what it hit.
Yeah.
That's what it hit. Okay.
Well, if Pena hits one out, Girardi's going to go crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's up and away. A ball to no strikes. So the Rays get their fifth hit. Sort of. 2 men on with 2 men out.
I'd love to hear what the umpire said, where they saw it hit.
Outside. Now, if it hits off the B ring, which is the second one out, it's a live ball, but if it hits in foul territory, it's a dead ball.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the story.
Right there. Yeah. I got to believe that's what the umpires, where the umpires said it hit. Yeah. Girardi, I think, thought it hit the speaker. The umpires, I gotta believe, are saying catwalk.
And there's ball 4 to Pena, and the bases are going to be loaded now.
And Posada was pretty adamant, too.
Well, here's the point.
That it hit the speaker.
It hit the speaker. But even if it hits the catwalk up there by the speaker, it's in foul territory.
Okay.
And if you look down the lines, they have put for the benefit of those calls.
The yellow.
There are yellow markers dropping down so that part of that B ring is in foul territory.
That's right.
That comes back around and behind the plate. And it did hit the speaker, and even if they argued that it just hit the B ring up there, it's still a foul ball in foul territory. Academic now, the bases are loaded. And B.J. Upton will bat. And now a base hit could tie this game. And he's under this one, skies it to the right side. Teixeira's under it, and he makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, a couple hits. The Rays leave him loaded. We go to the 7th. It's 4-2 New York. The 7th is still a 4-2 game. We're in the home stretch for the 2010 census. It's not too late. Fill out and mail back your census form today. We go to the 7th. Derek Jeter's going to lead it off, and as Jeter approached the plate, he's standing in the batter's box and looking straight up, trying to figure out exactly what is fair up there and what is foul, and it's a tough call. Derek Jeter, the ground ball headed into center field. So a leadoff single for the New York shortstop. And hearing some word that the argument for being fair might be that there's a beam protruding up beyond that speaker, that part of that, and you'd really have to be at home plate looking straight up to figure if it could be in fair territory or not. But tracking that with a naked eye from here, I'm going to stick with it hitting the speaker. But, you know, I mean, nobody's...
I didn't see it. I couldn't tell you.
And
I couldn't see where it hit.
That beam, there is a beam that helps to support the catwalk to the A circle up there. And part of that might be in fair territory. It's all academic now as the Yankees got out of that circle. And the Rays could not cash in. 1-1 to count to Nick Johnson. So here we are in the top of the 7th. Rafael Soriano is throwing in the bullpen for the Rays.
How many of those have you seen in all the years you've been here like that, straight up like that?
Well, it's very difficult. We've obviously seen some hit the catwalks before, and those have been duly noted and recorded, but that's about as close a call as an umpire who's going to have to make. And those speakers, I do know those speakers are in foul territory. You can see them right at the top of your screen right there in the middle.
Right here?
Yeah. And they hang down there. That's foul territory. Fly ball to center. Upton will go back and make the catch. And Jeter retreats to first.
Well, I would think from that angle of pop fly straight up like that, that the umpires on the field would have an angle on it to see depth and maybe where it hit, whether it be any of the three umpires on the bases.
But it's such an out of the ordinary call for an umpire to make. Normally something goes up like that. Well, they're never concerned about that. You come in here and that's part of the ground rules.
No, and plus you've got a light background up there and the lights are on. That's got to be really difficult.
It's tough for an umpire to make a call like that, and so the ball, as it turns out, fell into fair territory. And once it hits up there, it can kick in any direction. One ball, no strikes. There goes Jeter. Good jump. The throw is a good one, and he just got in there. Well, a good throw. He got a good jump and steals the base, his second stolen base of the year.
He got a very good jump and a pretty big leg kick, and he got a little, like a slider or cutter right there by Cormier. Nice throw by Navarro. And Derek gets his left hand in there before the tag's applied on his forearm. Yeah, that was Evan taking that throw. The shift on it.
2-1. That ball really came in on Teixeira.
Got a steady diet of curveballs and sliders, cutters today. Some good change-ups also by Shields.
Roller, that's foul ball. 2-2. Full count. New York took the lead with a 3-run sixth inning. And ball 4 is down.
These guys can really work the count. This ball's off the outside corner and down a little bit. Mark Teixeira reads it immediately out of the hand of Lance Cormier. More so down, I think, than away. That's what Teixeira, I'm sure, read.
Well, the Rays are in a little bit of a spot in terms of the bullpen here. As Jim Hickey goes to the mound, they're using Cormier right now. They use Choate for a couple of hitters here, trying to really, after yesterday's 24-pitch appearance, they really have tried to sneak him in there for a couple of hitters. And Andy Sonnenstein's going to get up now in the bullpen. Because of the way this series has gone, bullpen choices are limited.
Well, and there's no J.P. Howell.
Yeah.
Your other lefty down there who gets righties out equally as well. Was so valuable last year.
And as a result of that, that's the dilemma here. There's Alex Rodriguez.
Well, it's interesting to see Andy Sonnenstein up because, you were mentioning that earlier in the game, like he doesn't know when he's getting up.
Yeah, that's right.
Is he going to be long, middle, late? Well, today it's late. But, Ekstrom through the last couple of days. Choate has already been out in there.
Strike on the corner. It's 1-1.
Pitch right there. Little cutter again. Slider.
Two strikes.
Slider right there. It's a good pitch right there. Down and away. Good movement. Good tilt.
Two. Center field. Well tagged and off the wall. Peters scores. Fichera digs for the plate. He will score. It's a double for Rodriguez. So 2 more runs score to make it 6-2.
I went to the well too many times. Just another slider, trying to go in this time to get it on the inside corner, and it ran out over the heart of the plate. But too many pitches in a row. I mean, that's 3 sliders and there's more of a cutter on that one. Just too many in the same location.
The pitch down. No ball and no strikes. One and one. Toward the corner, Crawford on the run. He'll be there to make the catch in front of the low wall. And back into second base goes Alex Rodriguez.
It's a nice play by Carl Crawford. That is not an easy play. He tracked it well and closed well as usual. Going up against the fence in the left field corner. Yes. Never takes his eyes off it. Tracks it right into his glove. 2 strides from the wall. Nice ball and tracking it right there.
So it's a 6-2 New York lead. 2 outs. Casala looks at a strike. ball is popped up short left. Crawford makes the catch, then retires the side, but New York adds 2. 7th inning stretch, 6-2 New York.
Used extensively. Mike Ekstrom was in there in the 9th inning yesterday, and it was a 10-0 game. It got to the point where Joe Madden was actually warming up Pat Burrell down in the cages underneath, and he told Pat that he was going to have to go in there if Cervelli had gotten on base. So Cervelli was the last batter Ekstrom would face. As it turns out, he got Cervelli, and Burrell did not have to take the mound. But that's kind of how things have gone ever since Neiman was injured in that game, and the bullpen had to suck up 23 outs on Thursday night. Our latest Auto-Way poll question brought to you by Auto-Way. For a car, truck, or van, who are you going to call Auto-Way? Our question is this: which Rays pitcher do you think is going to have the most wins in the 2010 season? You can text TB1 for James Shields, TB2 for Matt Garza, TB3 for Jeff Neiman, TB4 David Price, TB5 to Wade Davis. Text 789-789, and we will bring you the results of that poll in our Rays Live postgame show right after this one. Guys, back to you.
Maybe for Granderson once.
We go to the home half of the 7th inning. 6-2 the score. New York with a 3-run 6th, adding 2 in the 7th. Pat Burrell doing the lead off here against A.J. Burnett. It'll be Burrell followed by Navarro and then Rodriguez. It's taking their 7th inning stretch at Tropicana Field. Rays will be headed out on the road, opening a series in Baltimore tomorrow night. Matt Garza will start that series. By the way, Jeff Neiman says he's a go.
That's good news. Really good news.
Second game of that series. Look at the Rays schedule. 3 in Baltimore, and then on to Boston for 3. Off day on the 15th, and then into Boston for 4, and followed by a 3-game series against the White Sox in Chicago. So it's 10 games in 11 days. And Neiman's start will be Tuesday in Baltimore. It's Pat Burrell. Hey, the Rays still have 9 outs to play with. That's here, right. So this game isn't over. Burrell takes a strike. Jeff Neiman. So all the news is good for Jeff. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, that could have put a real damper on the season if he had gotten hit in a different spot, including, up in the head area. My goodness.
And Burrell lifts a high fly ball to center. Anderson puts it away. 1 out. Spiritual Rays game from the all-inclusive Whitney Bank Club, offering extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Whitney Bank Club, featuring an upscale full menu buffet and inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com to purchase or for more information. Leonard Navarro. A strike. He saw it get away from him a little bit in the 6th inning there when the Yankees scored 3 and following the home run, and then they didn't make a play on Granderson in 3rd on the pitcher unassisted out of Swisher. That wild pitch led to an additional run in that inning. 1 to count. Marte, the lefty, and Chandler Park, the right-hander, in the bullpen for New York now. Pitch count has been good for A.J. Burnett.
Very.
One out into the 7th. Just now about to make his 90th pitch. It's popped up, shallow center. Granderson started back, comes in, still coming, and he short hopped it. So Navarro is aboard. Granderson first went back and
sure
did not recover.
Yeah, he broke back. On the swing by Navarro, he thought it was hit better than that. Didn't track it. By the time he recovered, it was a little bit too late. He's coming on a full sprint right here, calling it for it the whole way with a slide. Into the glove, now to the glove.
Another look from this angle. You know what? He
caught it. He caught it.
Yes, he did. Yep.
Yeah. Wow, did he put up much of an argument?
Not much at all. Look at that.
Sure did. He caught that.
Yep. He's going to break on the base hit for Navarro.
I saw Cano pointing that he caught it.
Rodriguez, ground ball to Rodriguez, to Cano, and over to first. 5-4-3 on the double play. So the Rays are finished in the 7th. On to the 8th, 6-2 New York. Today's Miller Lite tastes greatest moment And for that, we go to Randy Wynn, the former Ray, now a Yankee. And we go back to 2002 when Randy Wynn's walk-off grand slam gave the Rays a 6-4 victory. Randy now a member of this New York Yankee ball club.
Randy did a good job the other night when Jeff Neiman got hit off the line drive by Tejada, and he's back out there now in this game in the 8th inning. He's going to be able to pitch from the second to the 8th, apparently.
Just be ready at any time. Andy Sonnenstein. First pitch is low to Curtis Granderson, 1-0. Strike call. On the count to Granderson.
Pretty good pitch right there. That's a curveball.
Down to first. Sonnenstein covers. It takes the toss from Pena. 3-1. Swisher. Swisher 0 for 3. Oh, the count.
You know, Gwen, you were talking about how yesterday's game affected today's because Randy Cho had to throw 24 pitches in his appearance yesterday, and Joe Madden elected to bring him in to turn Posada around, which isn't a bad move.
Yep.
It just didn't work out, and then to face Granderson because he thought the 6 was very key to keep the game right there at 2-1. So when you got only one lefty down there without J.P. Howell, you kind of pick your spots, and Joe felt that spot at that time was the most important to keep the game right there.
Right, and it's a tough spot for him to be in, and we alluded to that when the move was made, that number one, you're without J.P. Howell, and number two, you've got Cho who made 24 pitches yesterday, and that's really where those kinds of games affect you more than just the loss the previous day. And there's a drive deep to right field, and Switcher got all of that one. So Switcher connects off Sonnenstein. He's going to make it 7-2.
But it's games like this where you really miss J.P. Howell. Because it changes the strategy of when you use certain pitchers. It's a cutter. Stayed up, very flat. And you know how I feel about too many cutters.
Yeah.
I'm just not a believer in cutter after cutter after cutter after cutter to lefties. I just think it comes right into their swing, and that's what they did. Unless you've got a really good one and you use your secondary pitches along with it, your overhand curve and changeup.
Gardner takes a strike.
The cutter, if it doesn't have Mariano Rivera's depth to it, it becomes a home run pitch on the same plane as the bat. And you make a mistake. It's in the exact same plane. Unless you paint the outside corner with it or you bury it in on a lefty, it becomes a home run pitch.
And a liner caught by the shortstop Bartlett, 2 outs.
And the best example to know that is hitters will tell you that. Good power hitters I'll tell you that.
They let you know.
They'll let you know.
Yeah.
That's right.
Jeter singled. He got a base hit in the 7th that eventually led to a couple runs. It's low. 1-0.
You know, a backdoor cutter's tough because if you miss, it runs back over the plate.
And a liner down to first, caught by Pena. The home run off the bat of Swisher, and it's 7-2 New York. Call 1-800-SHOP AutoWay. And by Tobacco Free Florida. Escape the addiction of tobacco. Be free. Visit FloridaQuitline.com. Kids stay here at Tropicana Field. They're still having a good time. He's got Jason Bartlett on his T-shirt right there. We go to the home half of the 8th. The Rays are down 7-2. Randy Wynn, who we saw hit that grand slam in a Rays uniform dating back to 2002, is in the game for the Yankees now in right field. Chamberlain takes over on the mound.
That's what he did as a starter last year in 32 games overall to go with that. 4.75 earned run average. He's now back in the bullpen after Phil Hughes won the starting job, and really this is his best role.
Bartlett. The pitch down. 1 ball, no strikes.
Chava's got a whole different demeanor as a setup guy for Mariano. His fastball and his slider. Don't worry about the curve and the changeup. He can be a 2-pitch guy and let it fly.
1-1 to count. One ball, 2 strikes. Will be next, and then Zobrist. Count even to 2-2. Matt Garza tomorrow night against Jeremy Guthrie. We'll be on Fox Sports Florida tomorrow. Our coverage begins at 7 o'clock. Little tap, first base side, kicks back. Final 2 games for Baltimore on Sun Sports when Jeff Neiman opposes Brian Matters. David Price will work Wednesday night's game, that also on Sun Sports.
Pretty good slider by Jabba right there. Jason Bartlett stays alive, got a piece of it. Had good tilt on that one, 88 miles an hour. As a starter, Jabba really had a tough time learning how to pace himself. I mean, it was like he was, sometimes he'd be throwing a fastball 91. It's like he was saving something for later. I'm trying to learn how to be that starter, but I just think his demeanor is totally different in the bullpen.
It's tough on a young pitcher to go back and forth like that.
It was, absolutely.
Figure out approach and what his role will be.
Well, and Phil Hughes did a great job in the 8th inning last year, but really his secondary pitches are so much better. He's got a curveball and a slider to go with the changeup, and he's the 5th guy now.
There's a liner in the left, falling for a base hit. Bartlett is aboard. And the Rays have a base runner to start the home half of the 8th.
Good battle by Jason Bartlett. You see everything's pretty much on the outside corner or down, nothing inside. This ball stays up. Jason gets on top of it and through it. Again, a short swing. Nice sharp single.
Carl drove in a run and scored a run back in the first. Lines this one toward the right field corner. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Bartlett hitting third, and they will wave him around. Now into third goes Crawford with a stand-up triple, and the Rays get a run. It's 7-3 on Crawford's first triple of the year.
Well, the Rays are getting some fastballs, but they're ready for it. This ball ran right over the heart of the plate. He was trying to go away. And the ball just ran over the heart of the plate for Carl to jump all over it. And Bartlett scores easily. Robinson Cano elects not to make a throw toward home plate once he got the relay.
Here's Ben Zobrist. Takes a strike. So a couple of hits, and the Yankees have action again in the bullpen. Chan-Ho Park, the righty, Marte again, the lefty. 2 breaking ball.
He elected to drop a curveball, looked like, on that one. He has the slider, but that time he's doing a curveball.
Ball, 2 strikes.
There's the slider.
their way back into this game. Made it a 7-3 contest. Covered by Posada, 2-2.
And Jorge does a nice job at blocking balls. Prepared for the slider, perhaps in the dirt. That's exactly what it was, and he was able to block it. Keep Carl Crawford from scoring. Sliders on the back door, the back foot, I should say. That one actually backed up a little bit. Ben swings over the top of it. They're trying to go down and in at his back leg. He had a little bit of bite to it and actually backed up a little bit, or ran away and down.
Now here's Longoria. Strikes. 7 innings for A.J. Burnett. The Rays got 2 off him and 6 hits, 3 walks and a strikeout. Now Chamberlain, and the Rays have 1 run off him. Year-old right-hander. A little popper in the shallow left. Back goes Jeter. Tracks it to make the catch. Longoria is out number 2.
Yeah, another breaking ball right here by Jabba Chamberlain. And Evan got a little bit off the end of the bat. Wasn't able to stay back on it. Take a look at this pitch and swing. That's a slider. Just off the end of the bat, a little bit out front.
Well, there's Carlos. King is 0 for 2. He's walked, has a run batted in. I don't know. Carlos 1 of 6 lifetime against Chamberlain. Hitting against the shift. It's 2-0. There it is. Carlos said again, he thinks the shift should be illegal.
I don't blame him there. You know, he's not going to get a whole lot to hit until the guys behind him start hitting. You know, he's in an interesting spot because he is the one guy. Well, it's 2, Evan Longoria and Carlos, but he's the one guy that obviously led the American League in home runs with Mark Teixeira. Fastball off the outside corner. That ran off the outside corner, but called a strike. Pretty good pitch. There's Mark. But you know what I'm saying? If I'm thinking, hey, who can get us close? He can get us close. Not that BJ can or Burrow, but
yeah,
everybody protects each other in the lineup. And last year he had Ben Zobrist sitting behind him a lot. It's just a different look of the lineup right now. See, he's not going to get a cookie here to hit in this sequence because of the right-hander on deck. And Java's main 2 pitches are his fastball and his slider. So he's just staying off the outside corner and doesn't want to make a mistake where it becomes a 2-run game. Now, if BJ starts catching fire as the season goes on, that'll change.
And he walks Pena. The other thing, Chamberlain has a good history against Upton. He's only 1 of 11.
And they know that,
Chamberlain.
absolutely, and they know that. That's exactly right. See, it wasn't even close. I mean, this was one of those walks that you go, well, that was actually intentional. He was just pitching around the plate. You say, well, why would he do that? Because BJ now can make it a one-run game, and you'd be right by saying that, but BJ has to start doing it when he gets these opportunities.
Rays Live, the post game, immediately follows our telecast of this contest. Brian Anderson will grace us with his presence.
Outstanding.
BJ Upton fouls it. That's strike one. BJ's 1 of 11 with a couple of strikeouts lifetime against Chamberlain, and if he can start to turn that around a little bit, that would be a very pleasant development.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they really need BJ to have the year like he did a couple of years ago. Obviously, we know he's capable.
Pitches.
25, that's a lot of pitches.
Started with Bartlett, who went cold and fouled off about 3 pitches.
Right. Only have 2 outs. That's a ton of pitches. 5. Liners up. Big hit here will make it interesting. BJ's getting the count in his favor now, and Chamberlain's not exactly showing very good command.
And it's in on him as he pops it into shallow left. Gardner makes the catch, and the Rays settle for 1. We go to the ninth, 7-3 New York.
Dave, we checked with you early in the game. A lot of people were talking about the jerseys then. What were the hot topics as the game went along on your live blog?
People were talking about Pat Burrell. There's still ongoing concern about Pat, even though he did have a single today. Also, a lot of concern about where Carl Crawford's going to end up next year.
What about the traffic today? Another solid day. I know you did one opening day.
This was a really solid day. Very impressed, again, with the knowledge of the people coming online to chat.
Again, we'll have a live blog at least once every homestand and also another time during the course of the week. Dave, thanks as always.
My pleasure, Todd. Thanks.
Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, fellas. Andy Sonnenstein out there throws a strike to Nick Johnson. And two, Teixeira on deck, and then A-Rod. Sonnenstein, fourth Rays pitcher. Ball and two strikes. Strikeout number one for Andy in this game.
Good location on the 88 fastball right there, inside corner. See a little tailing action. I like that. A little tailing action back over the inside corner. Got Nick Johnson looking. He thought it was going to be a ball, and it ran back over the corner.
And the first pitch strike to Teixeira. Shields gave up 2 runs, choked 2. Cormier charged with a couple, and Sonnenstein 1. It's a 1-1 count. Andy worked 3 1/3 innings in the game Thursday. 2 balls and a strike. So he's back in this one. The fourth Rays pitcher. Hopper. Short center. It's Upton. 2 outs. 2 up, 2 down.
Good pitch. And turned that over right there and got Marcus Teixeira to reach. That's a good sequence right there by Andy. I like that. See, got him to reach a little bit. Ball fading away just a little touch. Nice.
Alex Rodriguez. First pitch strike. Tapper foul. 0-2. Longoria, 1-2-3. Bottom of the ninth coming. The Rays are down 7-3. Back at Tropicana Field, it's been a kick Sunday. 31,253 here today as Mariano Rivera, the 40-year-old closer out of Panama, takes over from Chamberlain.
Well, he's been so consistent over the years. How about last season? The same thing as we've always seen from Mariano. 66 games, only blew 2 saves, 1.76 earned run average. This is amazing right here, the 72 and 12. I mean, that's incredible. 72 strikeouts, only 12 walks. And basically doing it with one pitch. Cutter.
Matt Burrell. He takes the first one. In there for a strike.
But he's got the late cutter. He's got, we were talking about him the other night. It's his natural grip. With his long fingers, it's his natural grip. And that's why he's able to repeat it. So the same pitch time after time. He's the only guy I've ever seen in baseball that could do it with one pitch like that. And have that amount of success.
Yeah, this guy, he basically throws out about 99% of the time.
Yeah, no, it's his natural grip.
Foul ball out of play, and it's still 2 strikes. There was a report of him actually throwing a changeup one time. I think that was just for fun.
I heard about it years ago.
One and 2. Hit to center field. And Burrell has his second hit today. You know, I actually did. I don't remember exactly where, but I saw a report that charted all of his pitches, and they were, you know, fastball, cut fastball, cut fastball, and one changeup, and I think there were 11 pitches that were uncharted. I guess they just weren't paying attention. There was a pretty good chance that those were cut fast.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. That was a cutter there that ran over the plate, which is why it's so effective against lefties. It's just right in on your hands.
And Navarro swinging the strike.
But it's such a late cutting fastball. That's just a gift. That's just genetics, part of it. Big part of it.
There's a shot down the right side, but it's a foul ball. Pretty good distance on it, but foul.
It's like, you know, it's like Sandy Koufax throwing a curveball. I mean, his fingers are, you know, so much longer than everybody else that you could try to teach it like Sandy threw it, but you're not going to have the same results.
You know, that hit by Burrell was his first career hit against Rivera. He's gone 0 for 8 with 5 strikeouts, and he's going to base hit up the middle. Ground ball to short. Peter Cano to Teixeira, 6-4-3 and out. So 2 outs with the bases empty. John Rodriguez, we're going to look at him now. You know who has hit Rivera very well? That's Carl Crawford. He hits him at a 353 clip, 6 of 17.
Well, he hits Burnett well. I mean, some of the tougher pitchers he hits well.
Yep.
Hits Burnett well historically, and Rivera, of course, I remember the home runs. I think weren't they back-to-back? Yeah, back-to-back home runs in Yankee Stadium early in the season last year off of Rivera. Because that was the only time in his career he's given up back-to-back home runs.
Yeah. 2-0 the count. balls, no strikes to Sean Rodriguez.
You kind of wonder, though, when it's going to end for Rivera, when he's ever going to struggle.
Or how. I mean,
he just keeps going.
3-1. The guy's 40 years old.
Well, a lot of people on a national scale are kind of critiquing him early in the season that, well, he doesn't throw as hard, he's not the same guy. And yeah, as good a year as he's always had, that he's ever had.
Full count now to Sean Rodriguez. Two outs, base is empty. And he draws the walk. That's going to get Jason Bartlett up there against him.
Jason Bartlett.
The lineup turning over for the 5th time as Jason comes up to the plate.
He's 2 for 4. He scored 2 of the 3 Rays runs. Pitch is a strike. Rodriguez takes second on indifference.
That just eliminates the easy force at second base on a ground ball.
Number 2, Crawford is on deck. There's Carl. He's had 2 hits as well. So Bartlett and Crawford have had half of the Rays' hits today. Well, now, not quite, because the Rays now have 9, so they have 4 of the 9. And Bartlett is out on strikes to end this one. Rivera closes it out. No runs, a hit, a man left. And so it's a 7-3 final. As the New York Yankees win the series, they take 2 out of 3. They'll go home for their home opener with a record of 4-2, and the Rays will hit the road for their longest road trip of the year with a record of 3-3. Burnett will get the win. Choate will take the loss. 7-3, the final here. We'll be with you tomorrow from Baltimore at 7 o'clock on Fox Sports Florida in high definition. For Kevin Kennedy, Dwayne Stats. Hope you